Welcome back to our commentary series on Ajmal's writings. We're continuing to explore his blog, The Border of a Mind, which you can find at theborderofamind.com.
Yes. Always a fascinating journey, isn't it?
It is.
He's really carved out a space for reflection in a world that's constantly on the go.
Couldn't agree more. And today we're diving into a piece he posted on May 10th, 2024, called Untamed Eyes and Perception. What really struck me was how it tackles that universal experience. Of losing a bit of our childlike wonder as we grow up.
Yes, it's something most of us can relate to.
Right.
He opens with a story about his young son captivated by the simplest things. It's such a vivid illustration of how children just drink in the world with all their senses.
Totally. Like a dandelion puff isn't just a weed to a kid. It's pure magic, a way to make wishes fly. I remember thinking cardboard boxes were spaceships. It makes you realize how much our perception changes over time.
And Ajmal argues that this isn't just about growing up, but a sort of trance of disenchantment, as he puts it. He suggests that societal pressures and a focus on consumerism can numb us to the inherent beauty around us.
That phrase really stuck with me, too. It's almost like we're taught to prioritize logic and practicality over curiosity and that sense of awe.
He makes a compelling point about even our own bodies. The way we often take for granted this incredible biological machine that keeps us alive. How often do we stop and really marvel at that?
That's true.
And he goes on to talk about air. Something so essential, yet we hardly give it a second thought. Or even the stars, you know? That vastness can become just background noise when we're wrapped up in our daily lives.
It's true. And he goes on to ask the question, do we truly lose that sense of wonder? Or is it just buried beneath the surface? Ajmal seems to think it's the latter, that the capacity for it remains.
So how do we tap back into that?
Because he does offer hope,
He does.
It's not all doom and gloom about losing our childlike eyes.
Exactly. He introduces the idea of untamed eyes, which I interpret as a way of seeing that's unburdened by preconceptions and assumptions. It's about looking with a fresh perspective, like we're experiencing the world for the first time.
So it's not about literally becoming a child again, but rather reclaiming that way of perceiving, experiencing, and engaging with the world.
Precisely, and he provides some tangible examples, like taking the time to truly appreciate the air we breathe, or the intricate workings of our own bodies. He encourages us to seek out those everyday miracles that we might otherwise miss.
I love that. So it's about consciously shifting our perspective. Making an active choice to see the world through those untamed eyes.
Yes, and it makes me wonder, what would happen if more of us embraced this way of seeing? How would it impact our relationships, our creativity, even our sense of purpose?
Those are some big questions. It definitely feels like there's a lot to unpack here.
It's almost like a muscle we've forgotten how to use. Ajmal's not suggesting we reject logic or reason, but rather that we integrate that sense of wonder with our adult understanding of the world.
You know, that's a great point. It's not about going back to being naive. It's about holding on to that spark of curiosity alongside all the knowledge and experience we've gained.
Exactly, and I think that's where the untamed eyes concept comes in. It's about looking beyond the surface, beyond our preconceived notions and judgments.
He talks about how we can become so fixated on our own internal narratives. Our worries, our to-do lists, all that mental chatter that keeps us from really seeing what's right in front of us.
What's fascinating here is that Ajmal is essentially suggesting we reconnect with the world on a deeper level. It's not just about noticing pretty things. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness with everything around us.
That's a really powerful idea.
And he uses the example of the stars. How we might glance up and see them, but how often do we really feel that sense of awe at the vastness of the universe?
It's like we're missing out on this whole other dimension of experience. And I think that's what Ajmal's trying to get us back to.
So what are some practical ways we can cultivate those untamed eyes? He does offer some suggestions,
He does?
He talks about starting with simple things, really observing our surroundings, engaging engaging our senses more fully.
Okay.
Like, how does the air feel on your skin?
Yeah.
What sounds can you hear in this very moment?
It's about slowing down, being present, and noticing the details we often take for granted.
Right.
I know for me, sometimes a walk in nature can really help shift my perspective.
Absolutely. And maybe even pushing ourselves to try new things.
Yeah.
Step outside our comfort zones.
Right?
Ajmal suggests approaching the world with a beginner's mind. That eagerness to learn and explore that we often lose as we get older.
I love that it makes me think about how much we can learn from children.
Yeah.
How they approach everything with such fresh eyes.
And don't underestimate the power of questions. Asking why and how can reignite that sense of wonder.
Right.
Instead of just accepting things at face value, really digging deeper and exploring the mysteries that surround us.
It's almost like a playful curiosity, isn't it?
Yeah.
That sense of wanting to understand, to unravel the secrets of the world. I think that's something we can all tap back into no matter our age.
It's definitely a journey, not a quick fix.
Right.
There will be times when we fall back into old patterns. But the important thing is to keep practicing, to keep reminding ourselves to look with those untamed eyes.
And to be patient with ourselves.
Absolutely.
It takes time to undo years of conditioning and societal programming.
Absolutely. But the rewards are worth the effort.
Right.
When we start to see the world through a lens of wonder. Our lives become richer, more meaningful, and full of possibilities.
That's a great point. It's not just about personal fulfillment either.
Right.
It's about recognizing our place in the world and acting accordingly.
Yeah.
If we see the beauty and interconnectedness of everything, maybe we'll be more inclined to protect and preserve it.
I think that's a crucial takeaway from Ajmal's work.
Right.
Reclaiming our untamed eyes isn't just a whimsical exercise, it's a call to action.
A call to re-engage with the world in a more conscious, mindful, and ultimately more meaningful way.
Right.
It's about appreciating the miracle of existence right here, right now. It's really got me thinking about how this idea of untamed eyes, could impact different areas of our lives. Not just nature or art, but our work relationships, even how we approach personal challenges.
That's what I find so compelling about this concept, is its versatility.
Yeah.
Imagine tackling a difficult project at work with that same childlike curiosity. Instead of getting bogged down, you might find creative solutions you wouldn't have considered before.
It's like instead of seeing obstacles, we see opportunities for discovery and growth.
Exactly, and think about our interactions with other people. If we approach each encounter with genuine curiosity and a desire to understand, rather than judge, it could lead to more meaningful connections.
It's almost like we're constantly surrounded by these hidden wonders.
Yeah.
But we need those untamed eyes to recognize them.
And I think that's what makes Ajmal's message so hopeful. He's reminding us that we have the power to shift our perspective, to reawaken that sense of wonder that might have become dormant over time.
It's not about erasing our adult selves, but rather integrating that childlike capacity for awe into our lives.
And as we were saying earlier, it's a practice.
Right.
Just like any skill, it takes conscious effort and repetition.
So any final thoughts on how we can actively cultivate those untamed eyes in our daily lives?
Ajmal suggests a simple thing. Really observe your surroundings.
Right.
Engage your senses fully.
Okay.
How does the air feel on your skin?
Yeah.
What sounds do you hear around you? What colors and textures catch your eye?
It's about bringing that mindfulness to everyday experiences.
Yeah.
And maybe carving out time for exploration and discovery. Visiting a new park, trying a different type of food, even taking a different route on your daily walk.
Don't be afraid to ask questions either.
Right.
Curiosity is a key ingredient in rekindling that sense of wonder.
Yeah.
Approach the world with a beginner's mind, eager to learn and explore.
I love that.
Yeah.
Embrace that childlike curiosity and allow yourself to be surprised by the world again.
And remember, this is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
There will be times when we fall back into old patterns of thinking and perceiving.
Yeah.
But the key is to keep practicing. Keep reminding ourselves to look with untamed eyes.
And to be patient with ourselves along the way.
Absolutely.
It takes time to undo years of conditioning.
But the rewards are well worth the effort.
Yeah.
When we start to see the world through a lens of wonder, our lives become richer, more meaningful, and filled with a sense of possibility.
Beautifully put. And for our listeners, remember, you can find Ajmal's full blog post and many other insightful pieces on his website, theborderofamind.com. Be sure to check it out and let us know what resonates with you. We'd I'd love to hear your thoughts.
And stay tuned for future episodes in our commentary series on Ajmal's blog.
Great.
We're just getting started on this journey of exploration and discovery.